what's up guys? Three Musketeers is the best card of the game that's not an evolution or hero, because after the rework, they feel unkillable. If you fireball and zap, they don't die. Their melee damage one-shot spirits, so Ice Spirit can't even stun them. So if opponents have to pile up spells like Fireball, Zap, and Rage, if you're running a spell bait deck with Elixir Collector, Bats, and Minion Horde, if opponents misstep even once, that'll be their last step in the game, as they get booted out by the Minion Horde, Evolved Skeleton Army, or Skeleton King ability. This deck abuses spell bait to the most toxic way in Clash Royale. Usually there's one way or two ways to win with the deck, and this deck has 6. Let's split lanes and smash our opponent's towers with a new best Three Musketeers bait deck. Lots of love for everyone that's supporting the high effort editing with creator code SirTag. All right, we are ready to race to the Elixir Collector as quick as we can. That's how this deck works. I'm going to throw down Skeleton Army at the bridge because I don't necessarily need it to defend, and I'd rather get to the evolution. And also, if we can bait out arrows or zap or whatever small spell the guy's going to have, the Bats and the Three Musketeers are going to be way more happy, especially if we have a sneaky Minion Horde. So I'm going to drop my Giant in the back. I typically don't do this, but we're probably playing against some type of cycle deck, and if we are, maybe splitting Three Musketeers with 2 on the other side and 1 behind the Giant could be an optimal maneuver. So yeah, that's what we're going to go for here. I'm going to split 2 into the balloon, guarantee that we get a phenomenal trade because, guys, he spent all 9 Elixir. He does not have anything left. And we're about to commit theft with the Minion Horde here because he has to go and cycle arrows, which he doesn't want to do. He has to go and spend a lot of Elixir on the Musketeers. Then he also has to arrows on the Musketeer on the right side, which doesn't kill it. And also the Giant's going to stay alive. So I think we take almost all of the tower, if not the entire thing here. And now we're in a perfect position moving forward. Also identifying that, hey, arrows might be his only spell. I could go for a Skeleton Army and try to cheese him with a Skeleton King. I think that's a good option right now because I'll get to the evolution. So that's the move that we're going for right now. We're going to place our Skeleton King first, so it tanks for the skeletons. We're going to spread him out and maybe spread some damage on him. A little bit of lathering up out here. Beautiful. So if I go Bats, we conquer the Lumberjack and I don't have to worry about it. Also, oh, the Lumberjack went in the wrong side. Even better. Oh, this is beautiful because this is a cleanup for 2 Elixir. He's not going to be able to drop a spell there. He's just wasting it. I can chuck a Giant at his face. The Bats are still alive, and that will demand a huge presence on the 3 crown. If the Giant is tanking for it, that is going to force arrows. Let's go. When Bats force arrows, when you're playing against Minion Horde, it hits wrong in all the awful ways imaginable. All right, so I think we're going to sack the tower because I don't want a Minion Horde on that. I can't afford that much, but he can't go in for a balloon. If he drops a balloon on the right side, I have Minion Horde. He's literally not allowed to do that. He spent so much Elixir, and the execution rate is not hitting me, bro. So I can go for the Skeleton Army here. I can cheese him super giga hard. And notice how the little general guy, unfortunately, is going to go on our side of the arena. But still all good. It doesn't matter that much to me. He's not going to come close to 3 crown me. I have a Skeleton King. I have a Minion Horde. I've got a Giant. And I have Evolved Bats, too. Look at how we are going bonkers. Hard into him at all points of time. There's not much he can do but just sit there and take the damage. I'm going to split up our Musketeers, make sure that 1 goes towards the other side, 2 into the Executioner. If we're optimally able to get back to a Skeleton King, that would be the best case scenario. But it's still good for us to go Skeleton Army. I can't complain about that. We're going to go in for our Skeleton King here. He's going to lose the Knight for sure. And I wonder if it even kills the balloon. Ah, if it did, that would have been hilarious. Well, now you get 3 crown, bro. I guess you're choosing your death in the worst possible way, getting dominated by a Giant, knocking away your Inferno Dragon, making sure that you have to arrow his Bats, and then you have literally nothing left over as a Skeleton King. Just throws down all the skeletons in your face, and we Minion Horde. So, really fun game. As you guys can see, the destructive nature of this deck. If you do lose a tower, quite oftentimes, there's a higher likelihood than anything that the opponents are going to get clapped on the counter push, and more often than not, get 3 crowned. Also, playing into an Executioner Arrows deck and 3 crowning it makes me feel super confident about the deck. All right, we are locked to win, hopefully 5 matches in a row, and one of my favorite cards in Clash Royale right now is 3 Musketeers. I think it deserves a massive nerf. If you Fireball and go in for a Zap, they still don't die. So you have to go Fireball, Zap, and Rage, and you're spending just an immense amount of Elixir there to kill 2 Musketeers because I'm always going to be splitting them up. You're going to spend 6 and then 8, and then you are going to have the inevitable fate of not having multiple small spells that conquer the Skeleton Army, delete the Bats, and maybe mess up the Minion Horde. It's difficult to play against this deck because at all points in time, I have annoying cards that you have to small spell. Look at the Skeleton King. That's something you probably have to Electro Spirit. And then when you do that, and you're looking at it, you're like, well, I guess I can't go and clean up the skeletons from the Skeleton Army because maybe you have Barbro and it won't extend far enough to clean up all of them. And then if you're splitting things up, it's still fine for me. I'm vibing here because we know for a fact we're playing against a 3 Musketeer deck as well. More often than not, these types of players will be playing Fireball and Barbro. There's a chance that, you know, it's something else, but It'll be Royal Giant, honestly. And that's not that bad. If he fireballs here, then we have a free minion horde on the RG. Oh, it's Lightning, so it's Royal Giant for sure. It has to be an RG deck. So 3 Musketeers are really good when Lightning is out of cycle. So we're going to lighten that and make sure that we cycle 2 of the Musketeers towards the lower health tower in case he gets any ideas of plopping down a Royal Giant at the bridge. Because if he doesn't have Lightning, then obviously we can protect that lower health tower without any consequence. If he did have Lightning, I would be dropping my 2 Musketeers on the higher health tower just because I'd be scared. And I like going in for Skeleton King when I'm at a lower amount of Elixir because the Giant's great and all, but there's chances where he can just go Royal Ghost on the Musketeer, then it also cleans everything. But if that's not the case, then it's a little bit better for us to play like this. Pop the ability, wait for him to go in for the Royal Ghost so that it gets the little splash and spawn in damage. And then I think that the Skeletons will be able to clean that up. Notice how well that does. If you drop it earlier, and then the Royal Ghost has the spawn in damage, and a lot of Royal Ghost guys come around, the Skeleton Army just gets eviscerated. So the Skeleton Army still died, even though I dropped it at the proper timing, and it could have been so much worse for us. All right, we're going to Minion Horde. We'll see how this goes. I think that's fine. I'm not going to Giant or anything. I'm just going to let the Minion Horde die. I'm an Elixir Collector because I think that I can take the right-hand tower regardless. I'm not that scared about it. I'm not too pressed because I got Skeleton King as well, and I have Skeleton Army Evolution. This is the card that just inspires fear in every single situation to opponents. Like, it is mesmerizingly awful to play into. This is one of the worst cards in the game to look at and be like, oh, I have to play against this thing? Nah, you just quit. You dip out 9 times out of 10. We're going to plop down our ability with the little general guy. And yeah, I mean, the Skeleton King's giving us value. We can split 3 Musketeers. We have massive momentum in our favor here. Actually, we're going to drop them here. He probably Lightnings, honestly. So I think I have to arrows on this so I don't lose the tower. He probably wants to just get me into lightning range, so I didn't want to give that to him. Honestly, he'll Lightning now. I guess I go Skeleton King and block it. And then I can go for a Giant in the middle, maybe, at the bridge. I want to go Bats as well. I think we're in a great spot. Ultimately, like, he has to defend this, and it's difficult if he doesn't have Lightning. So he's going to go Delivery. He's going to go Ice Wizard. I just need a fat arrows here. The Musketeers aren't going to take the tower, unfortunately. This is looking really scuffed. Maybe I can just get back to arrows. Or the minion will hit him. Let's go. Dude, having Delivery and Lightning is kind of a counter to me. The more I think about it, that matchup wasn't the easiest. But even into Executioner, even into Royal Delivery, this deck knows nothing but dominance. Every single match that we're going to be playing today in a row, we will win. All right, you already know this is going to be some elite level shenanigans from our deck. And honestly, I just want to cycle Bats because I want to get the game rolling. I hate playing late game against graveyard decks or Lightning Royal Delivery decks like you guys saw in the last game. You know, it just doesn't bode well for us if the game gets super late and then the opponent ends up having a lot of spells as direct damage, and then we get in situations where we're kind of cooked. Also, I dropped my 3 Musketeers in that little pocket there in the last game because if he Lightnings, he hits the tower and he doesn't kill the Musketeers, so then the Musketeers will still stay alive and be able to kill the Royal Hogs. So I was kind of egging him on, hoping he would go for the Lightning because then I think the counterpush would have cooked him, but he didn't fall for a trap card. If he did, I think he just lost to the Giant and the spamming the other side. Anyway, look how much Elixir he spent. He spent a ton. He took a ton of damage to left side. Like, he went for a log, he went for cannon, he dropped things that doesn't give him counterpush. So that's exactly where we want to be. Also, when we're playing against this deck, 9 times out of 10, I mean, they're going to have annoying Royal Delivery. So I'm hoping we get a delivery here. Usually they'll have Earthquake. So another tough one where I can't safely Elixir Collector and get a good trade. I think we're just going to go for a Giant here. I guess I can go Bats against the Royal Hogs if he decides to do something silly, an Earthquake prediction. Like, it would just be kind of funny. I think we're going to go for a Minion Horde here. It sucks, but it is a necessity. We're going to force the delivery more likely than not in the left lane. The Bats are destined to die, and honestly, the Minion Horde... Okay, the Minion Horde didn't even get us the delivery. It delivered nothing to me. But we could arrows, hypothetically, on Skeletons and the cannon here. If he drops Skeletons, that would be optimal. He's not doing it. He's doing delivery instead. So he's trying to get his card cycle adjusted so he'll have something for the Minion Horde. I think in this matchup, like, if you still go in for the wrong card and you try to go in for an Elixir Collector, you just lose. Okay, I don't know what he's doing. That doesn't even make sense to me. The Skeletons are not reaching my tower, bro. I hate to break it to you. You are not breaking down my doorstep with those. Not even close. You wasted his Skeletons. Spooky, spooky Skeletons. All right, so I'm going to try to do this and then maybe arrows depending on what happens. I'd like to click the ability if we're able to. I think we're going to regardless, to be honest. Just to tank a little bit for the Skeletons. If they were to tank for the Musketeer, we're able to get a lot more damage, and that's worthwhile for me. All right, so he logged. He'll probably have to Earthquake. So I want to do this. And I'm going to split up the Skeleton Army. And then we'll see if he decides to Earthquake or not. I feel like he might. Yeah, there it is. Great. So I'm going to try to get Bats down on the left side. Maybe get him to go in for a Royal Delivery. And then just straight up 3 Musketeers his butt. I got a 3M right now. If I'm going to win this game, because we want to clap the cannon. and then I want to go in for a Skeleton King, and then I want to drop a Minion Horde because his Royal Delivery is out of cycle. I got to adjust to having better micro decisions with slower cycle decks who want to be more macro. So it's a bit different game here. We're playing way more macro. Trying to get Elixir advantages like you guys just saw is how we win these games. I think we clapped his cheeks. I mean, he's going to have to go in. But if he does, we can just do this, and then we can go for the bats, and then likely take the tower on the left side. So as you guys saw, despite playing into someone that had Royal Delivery for my Minion Horde, Earthquake for my Elixir Collector, I just didn't play my Elixir Collector. It didn't matter. If you try to cycle Elixir Collector when they have Earthquake, even if they cycle the Earthquake on the skeletons, they're going to get back to another Earthquake for your Elixir Collector, and you're just like wasting it. I wanted to make sure I Skeleton Army split because I was like, wait, I'm going to get the evolution. That thing's going to be really painful for him. And we're not losing. You guys see the battle log, 3 wins in a row. We have massive momentum beating everything we play against. All right, bro's got Balloon. I'd love to play against that. I mean, I've got Minion Horde and 3 Musketeers, so the matchup could not get any better if we are matching into Balloon. I'm going to go Skeleton Army at the start. Usually, I like the 3 Musketeers, but I mean, I can't say no to a Skeleton Army start. If we're able to drop that and then go for the Skeleton Army evolution a little bit quicker and spiral disaster upon the opponent with a whole bunch of chaotic cards, that's where this deck is truly in its element. I want to go in for probably just 3 Musketeers here, honestly. It split 2 of them left side because his Valkyrie and his Royal Ghost is out of cycle, and I think that this is an optimal position. Oh, wait, Skeleton King isn't even crossing the bridge yet, so I get a fat Skeleton King ability really close to his tower and also his Goblin Hut. Anyway, I keep saying Spear Goblin Hut. You guys flame me for that. You're like, Jake, you're extending too far with your words. Your vocab just doesn't need to be that long. And I guess I'm a wordy individual, but you know, I could just call it a Goblin Hut, and maybe one day that will be the case. I stop myself there, and maybe I can say it consistently. Anyway, I'm going to go for a Elixir Collector on the left side just so he lightnings this. Oh my gosh. Is bro really eating that like a stack? Sure. I mean, if you want to do that, be my guest. Now you can lightning the Elixir Collector like a good boy and take a -1 Elixir trade. Or maybe -2 if you wait for it a little bit longer. All right, he could pop a turret, but I think it's still fine. Even if he drops a turret, it's not going to hit all the skeletons in time. Oh, we're going to get cheesy here. Skeleton King as early as possible so we don't even waste a single skeleton soul. So obviously, bro has a Valkyrie and a Royal Ghost. Gonna have a lot of dynamic splash damage. It feels like his deck is built to beat us potentially, but I'm not even that pressed. I'm not even that scared. I think we're chilling. I'm gonna split my 3 Musketeers behind my tower, so it's less likely for him to get a better trade. Usually, if the opponent is able to go for a lightning and hit what he wants, I'm a little bit more annoyed. But I'm gonna split 2 Musketeers towards the right tower. He'll get a fat lightning on the tower that he wants, but I don't want him to hit the Elixir Collector, so that's why I decided to drop this. Where's the lightning? All right, yeah, take your trade. It's whatever. I don't care. I get my Elixir Collector. We're getting our value out here. That's how we work with this deck. I don't really value as much value from the tower health department as much as I look at my tower and just be like, yo, you're taking it for the team. You got to take it for the team out here. All right. Again, going into a Musketeer. This one's a little bit worse since he had Electro Spirit. I think he learned his lesson. He's also going to go for an Evolved Royal Ghost. This is getting a little bit sketch. This is getting a little bit sketch. We could go for the Evolved Skeleton Army and split it. I think that's fine. I'll send it in the other direction so I don't get completely cooked. And then I'll get another Skeleton King down. Maybe I'll be able to keep this alive if I'm lucky. Oh, damn, the general died. That would have been so good. It's fine, though. I can 3 Musketeers in a different spot. Expect him to likely go for the lightning. We'll see if he does it. See if he doesn't. If he does, he's not able to hit all the Musketeers, so one of them will stay alive for sure. Dude, I need to whip out a giant here. If I can afford it, if I'm not poor, yo, he's going to hit the giant. One of the Musketeers is still alive. Let's go, let's go. We're going to go and drop our Minion Horde here. I think I won. There's no way he kills this Minion Horde. Also, Musketeer locks tower too, right? This is great. He'll have to Valk. And then he doesn't really have much else, right? We can knock his Valkyrie to the other side, possibly. Nah, screw that Ghost. Screw that Ghost. Let him die. Now our Skeleton King is really high health. Let's freaking go. I could maybe even arrows here if I'm feeling it. No, I'm not going to. I'm just going to go 3 Musketeers yet again. Send it all on the same side. Rinse and repeat our giant play of doom. Cycle our bats, expect them to probably lightning. Musketeers still stay alive. Muskie says, nah, I'd win. I'll Skeleton Army here early, so I win that interaction a little bit harder. And then, honestly, he's going to waste his Electro Spirit, so we're chill. He'll have to go in for his Valkyrie, so I can just Minion Horde again. This is one of those interactions where he can't really reliably kill this Minion Horde. So I know for a fact that if I just keep spamming that at the bridge like a moron, I can be a mouth-breathing individual, and he's not going to be breathing much longer. He's gone. He's gone for this game. We'll go bats here. Click the Skeleton King ability. If it gets anywhere near the tower, then I arrows, and we win the game. So that's how this deck works. If the opponent doesn't have an awesome answer like arrows specifically for minion horde, they kind of automatically lose this matchup every time. Even if they have the best answers in the game, like a Valkyrie, Royal Ghost, and Lightning for 3 Musketeers, one part of the deck is all I need to kill you. All right, we're kind of feeling something today with this deck, and I want to go for a Skeleton Army. Wow, he just heeded my answer. He heeded my call. He gave me what I wanted. Usually, I'm not able to drop a Skeleton Army right off the bat and get value. But we are dropping bats here. I bet you it's going to be like Magic Archer with like, oh, not even the deck that I thought even remotely. Wow. I thought he would have Magic Archer P.E.K.K.A, but bro is bringing to us a Battle Ram Bridge Spam strategy with Bandit and Rail Ghost, and I got to clean that up, bro. Oh, come on. You are going to Fireball me, and I'm going to try to go and push that off, but damn, dude. How do you penetrate through my thick Royal Ghost answers of Skeleton King? I thought he was thick enough to block and bounce it back, but it just didn't work, man. Someone make that make sense. Skeleton King, you should have enough room between you. You should be eating more McDonald's, bro. You gotta start bulking for us, bro. That's unacceptable. I put you in my army. I gave you my trust, and then you just disappoint me like that. Anyway. We activated King Tower. I didn't even know how the hell that's possible, but we did that. Pure skill, guys. I'm talented with it. That 3 Musketeer placement was prime time. Also, just a little bit of a desperate slap at the end of the second on the Royal Ghost. We're chilling. All right, he's gonna zap my cheeks. This is not great. I don't even know why I did it like further away. I should have just dropped it on the Bandit. I guess I'm getting greedy with it. So bro's got Fireball, Zap, and Electro Spirit. So those are going to be his cards. He doesn't have Zap and Cycle, so he's definitely a Fireball. So ideally, game plan, strat, to maneuver, is to go for bats here. But try to get him to go in for an Electro Spirit. And then maybe we can go in. Oh, he has P.E.K.K.A. What the hell? All right, that's fine. I mean, I guess I could chuck it to the other side. Like, going for a minion horde here. Force a Fireball, and then 3 Musketeers afterward because I'm up so much damn Elixir. We baited out your evolution. You have to Fireball that. You 1,000,000% have to Fireball that. Now we have 2 towers hurting your P.E.K.K.A. I think I just killed the P.E.K.K.A with my double towers and don't even respond. Like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Just ignoring everything and not caring. But this is how 3 Musketeers are played. 9 times out of 10. No Fireball cycle. I mean, how are you expecting to stop this? How do you stop me? I'm all the way up with my Elixir. All right, we're going to do the cheese play. The absolute cornball strategy. Have you seen the Evolved Skeleton Army? And then definitely going to go and throw down our 3 Musketeers with the ability, chucking that to the other side into the skeletons. Gonna click the Skeleton King ability. He has to Fireball this. He's definitely gonna lose the Bandit, and then he loses absolutely everything else. If he spams into that, the P.E.K.K.A is gone. You're gonna get 3 crowned. I'm able to go bats here, bro. I also have the potential of going for a Skeleton Army, so I think we're chill. I mean, the Wizard is just so freaking useless. Look at that. He can't even kill my tower, guys. Regardless if he took the tower or not, he's gonna get 3 crowned, but the Wizard doesn't even kill the skeletons with the surrounding little splash damage. It is one of the worst heroes in the world. Kind of crazy that bro had splash damage with Hero Wizard, Fireball, Zap, Electro Spirit, and Rail Ghost, and he got beaten down by bait. 3 Musketeer, blast the like button, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.